Peace, Israel. This is So You Israel. What now? A lecture for the Israelites. And today's lecture is going to be about the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Okay, so the Feast of Unleavened Bread begins 15 days after the New Year, and it's followed behind Passover, which is April 23rd, 2024 at sundown for 7 days. Passover Day is the Feast of Unleavened Bread, day of preparation. Passover Day is the last day to get the leaven out your homes before sunset. You're also cooking a feast for the Most High for the holy gathering for the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Now, the gathering. The Feast of Unleavened Bread is a holy high feast day gathering to get spiritual food, which is the lesson, and physical food because it's a feast gathering. Some may keep feast at home and or with others in a home together. Others have a physical assembly to attend. The Feast of Unleavened Bread, you gather for the first day and gather the seventh day for a holy gathering and holy feast. Okay? So for some guidelines, special food preparations and food guidelines for the feast as follows. Everyone preparing food for the feast should have an understanding of the dietary law. All food must be prepared in accordance with the dietary and cleanliness laws. Okay? Everyone should read the clean and unclean food product list, which can be found at the Israel of God RC.com. Anyone preparing food should be a class member attending consistently for at least 6 months. Ask the leader of the congregation if they have an attendance guideline to be eligible to prepare food. If not, you bring money and or help provide with drinks. Drinks being soda, juice, strong drink, wine. But cook your feast at home just because you can't there, you can at home because it is a feast that we're supposed to offer an offering made by fire unto the Father. So it's an offering still. You can't do it there, but you've been walking in this truth. You could do it at home, attend the feast, come home, and your feast is at home as well. Okay? So don't be discouraged. Now, thoroughly clean your kitchen before you prepare feast food. Wash all countertops, pots, bowls, and utensils being used. Clean your refrigerator, stove, toaster, inside and out. Mop your kitchen, especially under your refrigerator and stove. Wear a headdress, a scarf, bonnet, etc. to prevent hair from getting in the food. No one who is unclean should enter your kitchen once you have cleaned it. A good suggestion is to have a backup person who is a member of your assembly to prepare your dish if you become unclean. If your spouse is a non-member / non-believer and still eats pork, shrimp, catfish, etc., please make them aware of what you are trying to do so that your kitchen can be as clean as possible. Now understand, you want to be gentle. Your walk in this word is how your spouse, your unbelieving spouse, sees and can be led to. So you gently talk to your spouse and let them know your salvation is on the line. You're doing this for salvation's sake. Okay? Moving on. Only home-baked and home-cooked from scratch. Okay? Only home-baked foods, home-baked cooked foods. Okay? From scratch. Moving on. Only fresh fruit and vegetables should be used. See your feast committee member for approved exceptions. All fruit must be properly washed. Avoid overly ripe or bruised fruit. The feast committee cannot assume responsibility for cooking your food offering. Food must be brought ready to be served. Frozen and uncooked items are not allowed. Okay? Now, the scriptures for the cleanliness laws. Leviticus chapter 15, verse 1 through 13. Then skip down to verse 16 to 28. Then skip down to verse 31 through 33. And that's the cleanliness laws in Leviticus chapter 15. Then the dietary law. The dietary law of the meats you can and cannot eat is in Leviticus chapter 11, 1 through 47. And Deuteronomy chapter 14, 2 through 21. Okay? And that's the dietary law. And so, when you go to this website, the Israel of God, rc.com, you're going to look for the clean and unclean food product list. You'll see too, there'll be an updated clean and unclean food list. There's a clean and unclean additive list. There's the clean and unclean fish list. And there's also a section for with special food preparation guidelines. There is also Under the clean and unclean food product list, FYI, spiritual food is for your information, spiritual food. You want to go here to again because you want to put on the whole armor of Elohim. You want to understand what is sin, which is what we purging. You want to go over, because it's a new year, new year, new year, new you. 7 things that Elohim hates. The works of the flesh. The fruits of the Spirit. And adding to your faith. There's also witchcraft and so much more. Even coloring pages for your children. Even lessons written out that you can study as a family and go over. I will actually be doing a resource video. Well, I'm calling it a resource video where I will be directly pointing out what's what for who class and website and online, all that good stuff. And because it's a feast, you're also able to decorate your home. And again, you get fringes. You get fringed items to hang around your house. I'm already preparing now because I have to start early due to I can't stand up long, unfortunately. Come from giving birth to children. Life happens like that. So I will not be walking you around my home, but I will be showing you what the Father has shown me in making unleavened bread when you can't do it when you got to go buy the box. Let me get, but until then. So, you're cleaning your home. What else should be cleaning? Again, let's get to the kitchen. In the kitchen, you've got your cabinets. You've got your drawers. You got the pantry. Wipe and clean them down. Vacuum. You've got your deep freezer. Wash and clean. Freezer. Wash and clean. Fridge. Wash and clean. Inside this refrigerator and freezer and deep freezer, open up those closed containers and wrapped up in food that's wrapped up in aluminum foil so you can make sure there's no leaven in there or it's not a leavened product. Okay. Bedrooms. For bedrooms, vacuum your floor, clean your dressers, closet. For stuff, vacuum and clean out, empty out purses and book bags and work bags, lunch bags. If you got lunch bags, go through the house and clean them up, okay? The living room. Your living room got couch where you can slide stuff in, vacuum the inside your couch, okay? Vacuum the whole house. If you have tables with drawers, clean and vacuum the tables and drawers. Your entertainment stand, wipe down dust, vacuum of crumbs. And your vehicle, where you travel, because your vehicle is like a second home for some folks. So, your vehicle, you vacuum the inside and you vacuum the trunk of the vehicle if it needs be. You also want to check your glove compartment and vacuum. The back seats of and check the pockets behind the seats. behind the drivers and the passenger, they will have that pocket vacuum and clean that. If you're able to pull your seats up, vacuum and clean that. Okay, make signs. I make signs. No break. I hang them on the front of my door. So if we step in the house and remember, or if guests to come in and don't know but need to be reminded, no food, no outside food brought in my home for this whole week. You have it inside the house as a reminder. Have it hanging inside the house. No bread, as a reminder that you're not going to the store to get bread. Okay. Yeah, and that's making signs. And another signs that you can have is like, again, I use these calendar. These are from a calendar, old calendar. I don't throw these away because I actually keep these and use these as my decoration. You see, they'll have the loop. They have the loop. And I could just string them up and hang. And I would also want to suggest using painter's tape, because you can peel it off and reuse and continue to reuse these. If you put it on the outside of your door, I suggest you get one of those pocket sleeves. Either a pocket sleeve or do. What do you call those? Anyway, it don't matter. If you don't have a pocket sleeve, a paper pocket sleeve to put it in, use a Ziploc bag. Use a Ziploc bag, slide it in there, hang it up on your door. Weather protection. And again, the reason I say painter's tape, I suggest, because of the royal blue ribbon, those that's hating on fringes, and the blue ribbons. Calm down, prayer. I am trying to get over being emotionally hurt, spiritually hurt and sick over it. I won't get into it. Let's continue to move on. So I will have these signs hanging up for the next 7 days. And the kitchen is decorated. The living room is decorated. Even the doors on the hallways can be decorated. So yes, you can get all types of fun stuff to decorate your home. I suggest your red for your Passover, and use other colors to whatever. Our people you're a creative people. A creative people. Moving on. What else is there to know? You need to clean your house. And if you have a large family, you've got quite the cleaning to do. So, when it comes to unleavened bread and the food, your menu, I suggest you sit down and create your menu. I suggest you start by New Year's. I say New Year's for you, but I start a month ahead of time, because I want this to be smooth. Because once New Year hit, it's countdown. And I am the craziest about not eating all over the house. One area, not going to get no more leavened products. I am the craziest. And so for things to be smooth and to be less crazy with my excitement, enthusiasm, I have to start early. And if you have a large family, start early. Look, you want to get some discipline in your homes. So let's look at what we got. This was from 2017. This was my feast. So this was what my menu looked like. This is when I ate meat. I no longer eat meat, but I do be naughty and I go get me a can of mackerel in a can. That's the only thing. But anyway, you make you a menu. Your menu should be, if you're making it at home especially, your drink and refreshment, list that for the first and the seventh day, because you cannot go and buy the day of unleavened bread. You have the day of Passover, but I actually suggest that you buy everything before Passover. Why? Because you don't want to be in these stores unnecessarily when you was already supposed to be prepping. It's a double Sabbath, so you might as well double prep. I love double Sabbaths. I love back-to-back Sabbaths. Oh, I just love it. Anyway, moving on. If you want to have a salad bar, so refreshments, you got your soda, juice, water. I prefer the real Pepsi. I prefer Pepsi that's labeled made with real sugar. Be careful out here buying this soda. And I'm going to tell you about soda. The only time my kids got soda is for the Holy High Feast days. I don't care what age. The only time my kids was allowed a soda or anything like that was on the Holy High Feast days. And trust me, they were looking forward to it. And the reason why is because I'm putting away myself, putting away my authority as mother, and allowing them to have the lust of their flesh. Because we get pleasures. And so it's a pleasurable thing for my children to have. So that week, I'm cracking up laughing because my kids are hilarious. I mean, my son came home. They be like, Pearly kids drinking soda today. And I'm like, Pearly kids ain't allowed to drink soda. But on that day, baby, like, Pearly kids allowed to drink soda today. Oh, I just said my name. Dang it. Anyway, so you have your drinks, your refreshment. Then a salad bar if you want to have one. A salad bar is I love having a salad bar. A salad bar contain mushrooms, onions, cucumbers. It just everything in its own container, and everybody come and build your own salad. Basically, sunflower seeds, all that good stuff, dressing, all that good stuff. Then your desserts and your fruit, unleavened. No cakes, no cookies, no cakes, cookies, pies, and cobblers. No. Get online, get creative. There's a lot of fun desserts out here, okay? And then your meats. So, your drinks. And then you list the possible drinks you want. And then the salad bar. If you want it, what would you possibly get? Your desserts. Fruit, unleavened. Your meats, what would you have for your main meat? And then your side dishes. And then your side dishes. Okay? I suggest you invest. Invest. This is what a Pentecost feast checklist look like. This was from 2021. This is the shopping list. You put together your meal and you put all the ingredients that you will need. Yams. You need some fresh yams. Brown sugar, vanilla, butter, marshmallow fluff. Not the marshmallow, but the marshmallow fluff if you put marshmallows in yours. But this is just an example of your grocery store checklist. Make your menu. Take out everything that you have and make your shopping list of everything that you need to purchase. When you attend service, invest in a notebook. Invest in a notebook. When you invest in a notebook and you attend service, your note should look somewhat like this, where you have the heading, just like you was taught in school. You 70s and 80s babies and upper and older, because you new breeds, they mess y'all up in school. Anyway, you title it, label. This was 2017 as well. Your scriptures recorded, and then you make a note of that scripture next to it. And you can even make one a feast menu book. Okay? Invest in a tablet so that you can have your scriptures so you can refer back to your scriptures. Now, moving on for the exciting part. So for those of us who are not savvy with baking, this is my cooking baking sheet. What's gonna happen is you're gonna take your already pre-made leavened cracker, unleavened cracker. You're gonna get you some good olive oil, seasonings, whether it be kosher salt, parsley. Well, we're talking about salt. Your good olive oil, your salt, whether it be kosher salt, Himalayan, or sea salt. You're going to take a brush. Get you a cooking brush where you ain't got that, it pulls in and out, so you can have a nice one that you can keep washed nice and sanitary. And you can get right in there. You're gonna take your olive oil. Why? Because we're not going into my kitchen because my legs don't work like that. Unfortunately, I have to deal with it. And I'm in urgency right now putting out these videos because because the Father been pushing me to do this for like the last 2 or 3 years. But I'm like, hey, Father, but my legs still ain't working though. But I still don't know nothing about what's going on with my legs though. So he's literally been having me wrestling, not giving me no rest, not giving me no sleep, and like remember until he has allowed me to remember that I've been handicapped since I had them babies. So now I just got to get over it. And now I'm just trying to get them out here because I actually want to have them out here before the feast days. But New Year's, tomorrow at sundown, things happen like that. I'm getting my butt whooped. Ooh, but I can handle it. Some people can't handle chastisement, but it's okay. I'm taking care of my Father's business now, and that's what matters. And I'm getting these videos out like he wants me to. So again, get you a good brush that you don't have to detach. That's not detachable. I got some of those too. Which is actually, you'll find these in barbecue, with your barbecue sets, with in the barbecue aisle. You take your olive oil. You take your olive oil and you brush that olive oil generously across both sides. Across both sides of your unleavened cracker. You can then choose whatever bitter herbs you want, whether it be parsley, thyme, rosemary. Hey, they even got the everything bagel seasoning. So you can use that. You can use garlic, you can have onion, and then you take your salt, whichever one you want, and you sprinkle it. Look, you take your bitter herbs and you sprinkle it, whether you want to sprinkle it on the top or the bottom. If you want to mat it some more, mat it some more. If you want to mix your oil and your herbs and spices together so that you have a nice even display, an even distribution of the seasoning, and then wipe it on here. Put it in the oven for 10 to 14 minutes. This will be my second year doing this. Every year before Passover, I'm always trying to do unleavened bread homemade. It don't turn out right. I don't know what I'm doing, but it's okay. However, last year the Father put it on my heart and mind and say, hey, what does the scripture say? It said he wanted oil on that bread. It's like, look, I can't make it like that, but you add that olive oil and that salt, you will never, never eat plain unleavened bread at home. And I mean that. Also, do not send them kids to school doing unleavened bread. The first day and the seventh day is no servile work. The second day through the sixth day is work days. So the kids are able to go to school. You are able to go to work. During that time, you break up that unleavened bread and you slide it into the Ziploc bag. And they have grape juice. They have grape juice. They have grape juice in the bottles. Personal bottles now. Get school, lunch. During the Feast of Unleavened Bread, it is mandatory that you have unleavened bread with every meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and snack, okay? What can you do? You can break it apart. If your kids eat sandwich meat, guess what? They break it apart and break it again. Put your meat in a separate bag, your crackers in a separate bag, your lettuce in a separate bag, and they can build their sandwich, just the meat and the lettuce, and eat it like a sandwich at school. Or they can eat their school lunch. Remember, no breaded food. You must tell your smaller children, teachers, what your child is not allowed to have: no cake, no bread. And your child should know and be aware of what they can and cannot eat at school that week. This is the utmost importance. You send your babies to school. Once you have oven baked unleavened bread, you will not when I say eating it plain ain't the same no more, you will not eat it plain no more. and it stores for a long time. I suggest when you pack, as you packing the kids, and pack your own. Leave some in the car already. So because I'm the type of mom that I've always had snacks in the vehicle, no matter where we went, whether we was going or wasn't going. I didn't have to be in and out. You never know who needed food. So prepare enough of unleavened bread to have left in your car so that you can pick up and snack on. I'm telling you, this is a game changer. I'm not no baker in the kitchen with the fresh flour dough. Every year I try, and it does not mean that I'm gonna stop just because I came across this. Everything that I'm sharing with you did not come overnight. All this came in time, over time, because I wanted to please the Father. I can only share with you my experience and what I have done to help you be more successful, that you increase the rest to decrease the stress. So, I don't play that. I am. My kids will tell you, don't. Let's get our homes in order. Let's get these holy half feast, and let's celebrate together. I even want to encourage you, during your holy half feast, listen to some spiritual music. Because I kid you not, I'm going to jam and rock out to that. I'm not listening to worldly music. I'm listening to spiritual music. There is spiritual rap, spiritual conscious rap, I should say. And there's other music. I wouldn't want to hear no folly. I mean, I'm not the DJ. I'm not in control. I'm just giving you suggestions. I don't want to be bothered with no worldly music. Mostly because we tend to go back to the old schools, to them Isley brothers, and guess what they doing? They causing our flesh to rise. And I'm telling you, I ain't got time. We all know what our own fight is. Continue in your fight to keep yourself under subjection. Okay? And I guess I'm going to end it there. Or was it anything else that I wanted to share? Oh my goodness. When I'm telling you, I just found out about oiling the cracker. Oil it, because we supposed to have oil when we bake it. But if you're not able, this is the quickest and best thing you can do. And I would say $3.50 to $3.75. And to remember, it's only a cracker and oil. Watch out for it. The best way that I can explain for when you know something is done, if you smell it. When you smell it, you want it nice and toasty. You want it nice and toasty. You want it toasty, okay? And so I think that'll be all for this video. So we went over the feast food guidelines, special food preparation. Again, the unclean. This is a great resource tool. And also, I have a book that I love to use during the Holy High Feast days. During unleavened bread, you are allowed pleasures, meaning you can go home and you can watch TV, you can play your games. It is a feast day. Now, what I've done in the past, and even outside of the Sabbath and Holy High Feast days, is before, if my kids was playing the Xbox game, they had to have the Bible playing in the background. I mean, I have the Bible on cassette tapes, so they had to have the Bible playing while they play on their game. The Bible just had to be going, whether it's the Bible or scripture music, or write this book. It's a question book. It's a questionnaire book. So when I say asking, talking to your kids, which is a problem from the video of the Sabbath day preparation video. When I say talking to your kids, these are questions that you want to ask them to see what they know, to help sharpen their understanding. Like, why do we keep the feast day? Why do we keep the Passover? What is the significance? Okay, how many days after the new year? What day is the real month? Okay, these small questions is also can be asked, and and be rewarding. You want to hear your children knowing about this and prophesying for themselves. So yes, we went over that. Oh, also drinking. Smoking, drinking, and dancing is not a sin. Just so you can, if you didn't get it, you may pause. The cleanliness laws, the dietary laws, and we can drink. It's in Deuteronomy chapter 14. I think it's about the 20. Deuteronomy chapter 14. I want to say verse 28, but read Deuteronomy chapter 14, about the 20th something verse. So, drinking, smoking, and drinking, and dancing, it is not a sin. The Bible refers to wine and strong drink. Well, wine ain't strong drink. Wine ain't water. And when it refers to strong drink ain't wine. Strong drink ain't water. Strong drink is that alcohol. That's your gin, your vodka, your whiskey, your wine, your scotch. Strong drink. There is nothing wrong. If you can't handle your liquor, that's totally fine. If you're not a drinker and you stop, that is totally fine. But you will take the Passover and you won't afflict nobody else with what they do. And all that do drink, please have some self-control about thyself. Have some self-control. Don't embarrass yourself and don't embarrass your family, because trust me, look, I'm a walking example of shame and embarrassment. And I would share if I was able to get a hall of people together and lecture folks in a more intimate, personal manner and share a lot of my personal stories, because I'm a walking example. A walking example of walking in this word. And it's mostly because when I came in this, I didn't come in this thinking that I knew everything. And I don't care how many times I've read and went over the Bible, I don't ever think that I know anything or all of anything. Okay? I definitely am open to be corrected. I love correction. I love instructions. And you do too. You need to. Okay? Because we're serving our Father. Now, that'll be it for this video. I didn't get to play the music that I wanted to say, but it's time to get in that word. It's time to get in that word. It's time to glorify the Most High. Raise your glass because it's toast time. Seek him while he can be found, because later on you got no time. Whatsoever you do in word and whatsoever you do in deed, do all things in the name of Christ, only one who created all things. Holy Feast is coming up, and some of y'all just ain't toughen up. See y'all probably about twice a year, only come around with the food stuff. Revelation. Okay, I'm gonna stop right there. Peace, Israel. Shalom.